have a treat because we are looking at the Colt Single Action Army Revolver. This is a CO2 powered 4.5mm BB firing air pistol and is a replica of one of the most famous guns in history, sometimes called the Peacemaker. The Colt Single Action Army was standard issue, I believe, over there in the United States until I believe it was replaced with a double action revolver. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone who knows more about that than me, which is pretty much everyone on the planet. But I think it was replaced by a double action revolver, which was in turn replaced by the Colt 1911, I believe, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not a historian. Most of my knowledge comes from just bits I've heard or read here and there, so please do correct me if I'm wrong. Always good to learn something new. Every day is a school day. Really nice pistol. I've gone for the 4.5mm BB version. I think you can get a pellet version. You can get them with longer barrels. You can get a shorter version with a slightly different hammer. You can get this gun in a blued finish with kind of a fake wood grip. You can get it in an antique, well, I think they call it an antique finish, which looks kind of a bit more battle scarred, a bit more worn, sort of like you just dug it up from your garden or something like that. It's quite a nice finish, and I did consider getting that version, but I quite like it as it is. This is the nickel version with the faux ivory grips. They're plastic in reality, and they do the purpose. They serve the purpose. They're quite nice. They look okay. Really good replica. Everything in the right proportions. And a real piece of history, you know, for those of you like myself who really like their air pistols to be replicas of actual firearms. This is a really, really essential part of your arsenal. I think the first pistol I ever held was a cap gun. The first type of pistol, first type of gun was a cap gun, and I'm pretty sure it will have been modelled after the Colt Single Action Army. Really nice pistol. You can get replicas of these that are non-firing. You've been able to get them for ages. You know that you can load up with shells and you can pull the hammer and pull the hammer back and fire the pistol and eject your cartridges and so on and so forth. And they're really nice, I'm sure, and I'm sure they are probably cheaper than this. Having said that, if you're going to buy a replica, why not go the whole hog and have the pleasure of firing something out of it and shooting at a target, or pretend you're around the back of the saloon and you've got some bottles lined up on the fence and have at it. Right, let's have a look at the pistol itself before I get too carried away. So on this side we've got some lovely markings here. We've got Colt. You've got your caliber information there, non-intrusive, so although it's 4.5mm, .177, you've got the F there and some serial number there. It's non-intrusive. You can see the Colt. That's quite nice. You see that. Nothing much to say about that side other than that. You've got everything's metal. Everything's metal here. Metal hammer, metal trigger. Really subtle trigger, single action trigger. Very much like a piece of the tool. There's a lot more emphasis on triggers these days. How comfortable they are and this, that and the other. But this really feels like it's just there because it needs to be there just to release that ammunition. So very small part of the gun actually, that little trigger, garden trigger. And you've got this kind of cover here for the ejection rod. And I really like the sort of just the shape of it. I don't know if I really like it because it's so familiar to me. There's something about it, I quite like that. It's almost like that sort of underlug, but it's just off to one side. As I said before, grips are plastic, but they do the job. Let's flip it over, look at the other side. So you've got here, patent, I believe, September 18th, 1871. So that's quite nice. And you've got the Colt horse there. Some screws that I don't think are real, some screws that are real, and then you've got Can I get it? Colt Single Action Army. Really nice pistol. Really nice. Really pleased that I got it in this finish. If money were no problem, or if I had a non-ending supply of money, I would probably get this in every single version you can get it in, because I just really like these pistols. I really like the look of this. Even if I put that down and just showed you the silhouette of that gun, you'd know exactly what gun it was. It's so remarkable. It's so kind of etched into people's consciousness. It's such a recognisable gun because everyone's seen it. Everyone, whether they know what gun it is or not, everyone's seen this pistol. Okay, so come out to the front, you've got like your fake rifling there, and then you've got your recessed barrel looking down there, non-rifled in this case, and you have your ejection rod here, which I'll show you in a little bit more detail shortly. On the top here, this is what you had to deal with for a sight. So you've got this little groove down here, and then you've got your sight at the end, and get that bad boy. Let me. Did you hear that? And that's what you've got for a sight. So let's just talk about that again. Is there a more satisfying sound? Lovely. Did a poor job of that because I'm in front of the camera, but listen to that. That ratchet sound, and then a dog barking in the background. So I believe on the real one, I think it goes 1, 2, 3.
Nasty dog, doggy dog.
Let's resume. So we were talking about this lovely hammer and the sort of ratcheting noise that it makes. So yeah, I think on the actual pistol, it's either 3 or 4 kind of clicks. 1, 2, 3. This goes. Oh, so there's 3 here. 1, 2, 3. So possibly, I think there's possibly 4 on the real one. I'm not sure if that matters, what it means. It's just a slightly different mechanism, obviously. But it's really nice just to see that cylinder revolve and hear that kind of recognizable sound. Yeah, really nice. Really nice. And underneath, we have here on the grip a bit more writing. License trademark of Colt Manufacturing Company, LLC. And you've got there, you can see the screw there for your CO2, and a little notch there to put your thumb in so you can take the grip off. I'll show you that in a bit more detail in a minute. We've also got a safety here. So this, when you click it like that, you get a little white dot, as you can see there. And it completely deactivates the whole thing, so you can't cock it. Trigger's locked up. Everything's perfectly safe, and that's kind of how I store it. I just lock that up when it goes back in its box, and it goes back in my my lock box that I keep these things in. I store it like that, and then when I bring it out, I disengage that. You get the red dot showing you that you're hot to trot, and you're good to go there. Right, let's have a look at this CO2 business then. So yeah, just pop off that one side, make sure your other hand isn't holding it in place, and then you can get into the pistol there. You've got your CO2 cavity there. You just unscrew that with the supplied hexagonal spanner, or Allen key, or hex key, or whatever you want to call it. So that just goes in there like that. And you unscrew it, put your CO2 in. You see your seal down there at the front. Put that back in, tighten it, and then you can see that there's a little notch here just at the top. Make sure that goes into this hole first, and then it will just sit nicely back there. Closes with a satisfying click, and it's not wobbly, it's not going anywhere. It feels like it could be a solid handle, you know, solid grip for all you know. It's not wobbling or anything like that. Obviously, you know it's hollow. And there you go. Then, when you want to get down to business, you've got you cock the pistol like that, and you can fire it. To load it, you come to like a half cock, so you go 1 like that, and then open the gate here, and you can see you've got now a shell. Sorry, get it on camera. You've got a shell right in this position where you can use your ejector rod here, and slide it up there, and it will eject the shell. So I'm going to do that now, and these are going to go flying everywhere. So bear with me. So one comes out there, then you move it around manually like that, and that will come on all the way. That's it. Give it a bit of welly, it'll fly out. 3, 4, 5, jackpot, 6, and that's it. Close up your gate there. I don't know. So normally on the actual pistol, I think you can take this rod out and then take the cylinder out and clean the cylinder and so on and so forth. I don't know about this. I need to go back and look at the manual and see if that's doable. I don't want to start fiddling with it here on a video because chances are I'll get it wrong and break my gun. But it's a possibility. They have to put them together somehow, don't they? So I don't know about that. So then let's pop that down there for a second while I now spend 20 minutes gathering all the lost shells. Okay.
We have all the time in the world.
Well, I've managed to find 4. I've got 4 of the bad boys, so let's load these back up then and show you how it works. Again, so we're still on half cock. So you put your BB in that end of these, where you've got the little plastic collar there. So again, it is travelling the full length. You know, if you've got one in there, it's coming from right back here all the way down there, rather than coming out the front like in the Dan Wesson. So you take your, let me do it the other way around because I'm right-handed, so I prefer to. Right, so in there like that, manually rotate it, and the next one goes in. Manually rotate it. I'm making a bit of a hash of this because we're on camera. There you go. So you do that a lot quicker when you're not reaching around. Found another one. When you're not reaching around the camera. So that's there. Yeah, so we've got 5. The other one's dancing around on the floor somewhere. Just make sure that's indexed, and then close your gate, and then you can release your hammer. Bang. Not quite bang, but a little clapping noise, I suppose. And there you have it. Really nice pistol. Not super accurate. The sights aren't white dots or anything like that, so it's going to be difficult to get super accurate, although over the distances that you should be shooting with this, up to kind of 10 yards at a maximum, you should be able to hit a bottle with it. You should be able to hit something about that size, knock over a bottle, line up some cowboy toys or something like that and shoot at the bad guys. Yeah, you can have all sorts of fun in the garden with these. As long as you're careful, as long as you're safe, you can have a lot of enjoyment out of them. There you have it. The Colt Single Action Army Revolver, or Peacemaker. Great replica. I think they cost about 150 quid UK. Don't quote me on that, it's a while since I bought this. So I'm sure that will fluctuate. You'll be able to get them for a bit cheaper. You might have to spend a bit more, especially if you want the pellet version or certain limited edition ones. But I would certainly add one to your collection. If you enjoy replicas, if you enjoy shooting plinkers and air pistols, definitely, with such an iconic piece like that, such an iconic gun, it should really be in your collection. As I said before, made by Umrex, and another one of their better pistols. That's great. I think that's all there is to say on that. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like it if you did enjoy it. Let me know. Share. Please do subscribe to the channel, and I'll try and keep getting content out there. Thank you very much for your time. All the best. Stay safe. See you.